What's up, everyone? Welcome back to Kane's Game Review. Game number 5 of the season, a 3-2 overtime loss for Carolina in this one. Waking up this morning, scrolling through Twitter, there was a lot of people putting out some aspects of this game that the underlying numbers for Carolina looked like they probably deserved to win it. And the eye test for that does not match up to me. This is a game where Carolina kind of came out real strong. Like, Calgary came out admittedly flat. Carolina came out strong. Aho scores like minutes into the game, just completely walks by all the Calgary defenders, tucks it in 5-hole on the back end. Beautiful goal past Jacob Markstrom, who was having a spectacularly bad start to the season, which, on a complete side note, had a tweet a couple years ago when Markstrom signed in Calgary and eventually would become a Vezina Trophy winner. But I really did think for a good portion of Vancouver's, how good their goaltending was and how good Demko was in the bubble, I attributed this more Markstrom's success, Demko's success, more to their goaltending coaching staff than actually Markstrom being a great goaltender. And then he kind of made me eat all those words by, being a Vezina contender. But this season, he's kind of coming back down to earth by the looks of it. And what he is a very solid goaltender, but not an elite one. And this game really showcased that. He did have some good moments, but that's neither here nor there right now. Let's keep moving along here in the first period. A weird play where Calgary just cannot corral the puck. They had like 3 or 4 chances to get this puck out of their zone or win a puck battle and get it out. Stastny recovers it behind the net. Markstrom loses his stick. His own player shoves a Canes player into him. Stastny backhand to the point, kind of a fluttering puck. DeHaan just slaps it through. It manages to go pretty much right along the ice through Markstrom's 5-hole. Second time he's been beaten on the 5-hole in the game. And Carolina has an eerily 2-0 lead. And it just looks like they're going to control this one and probably put it away. And then the second period happened. And really, I thought beyond the first 20 of this game, Carolina just stopped. Like, they really just tried to sit back. Aside from that second line really dictating the play for them, there wasn't really much here. I thought Necas, Svechnikov, Kotkaniemi were a fantastic line in this one. But other than that, they really didn't do anything. Like, the Canes themselves just didn't do anything. The highlight of all of that is the power play, which was absolutely dead in the water in this game. I don't know if Calgary is considered to have one of the best PKs. I didn't really look up their PK from last year or into this season. But in all honesty, this did not seem like a game where Carolina, again, they just didn't get anything generated. There was a 4-minute double minor at one point for Blake Holman getting his stick up, and that was in the third period. And Carolina just got nothing. Nothing done. Couldn't get any sustained puck control, effort, break into the zone, constantly doing the same thing over and over and over again, and it just didn't work. I would say it's always not good if the broadcasters who are broadcasting the game, and I mean, I had to, watch the Sportsnet feed in Canada for this one on Hockey Night in Canada, and even they were just talking consistently about how Carolina is literally just driving right to the line, going 1-on-3 and losing the puck every time, and they continue to do that for like the 8 or 9 minutes of power play time they had in this game. 9's an odd number, that can't work. I think they had 4 power plays in this one, so about 8 minutes. It just didn't do anything with it. And there's a couple things, as I'm going to close off on the power play because I don't think it really needs this much discussion this early in the season. But there's 2 aspects to it that I just genuinely don't understand right now. The first one is Brett Pesce as the second power play quarterback. I don't see it at all with Pesce right now. I know he's okay. Like, he's a good puck handler and he can move it left or right to himself, but he's not a dynamic enough shooter or anything to be making a difference on that unit. I know it's probably less than ideal, but Slavin's probably the guy that should be there, and putting a left-handed shot just changes up looks on the back end there. So it's something where I really hope they're starting to look at it, because I think it needs some adjustments. I have no idea why Paul Stastny is on it. If you can name a Carolina Hurricane who I think has been more invisible in the first 5 games of the season than Paul Stastny, I defy you to come up with one. But other than his backhand little pass, which was not even a great pass that DeHaan got through because the goaltender didn't have a stick in this one, he hasn't been doing a whole heck of a lot. As evidenced by him already being demoted to the 4th line. He's already off of Stahl's wing. He's clearly not even half of a Nino Niederreiter replacement. Martinook is now coming in to have more energy and physical play. So I think this is a guy that I really celebrated this signing, but to me, this is a guy who maybe isn't going to be a great fit here. But I am getting ahead of it. Regardless, after that, I believe, is it the end of the first period? Yeah, I believe it was the end of the first period, a power play goal for the Flames. Again, here's another aspect of things that are coming up weird. The penalty kill for Carolina seems really ineffective. Easily the biggest strength of Carolina last season was this penalty kill, and now this year doesn't seem that way. Kadri gets a goal on a nice rebound. Another one from Antti Raanta as we're going to go into the Brett Ritchie goal here. Kadri just chips the puck down. A really weird play where a Canes player just plays it back and kind of slashes it without much thought on this play. And then Ritchie catches Raanta cheating across the crease. Puck goes off of his skate or his backside and into the net, and that's an unacceptable goal to give up. And I don't think Antti Raanta has looked quite good to start the season. This is his second game, and I don't think he's been great. You might be looking at a goaltender who is really losing his effectiveness and is starting to drop off here. Hopefully he turns that around, but I mean, worst case scenario, you have Pyotr Kochetkov down in Chicago. That's a call up. If you really, really, really need to do it, you probably have to do that. And again, we go to the third. We're tied up here. It's a game where Carolina can certainly win it, and just every little aspect. And it's a lot of flashback to the playoffs right now. This power play is just dead in the water, and it's killing a lot of momentum. We head to overtime. Overtime's back and forth a little bit. Carolina, I thought, passed up a lot of opportunities in this game, not only just in overtime, but throughout the whole game as well. Brent Burns was a major one that was passing up a lot of shots, and this is a guy who we brought in to throw the puck on net 8 times a night from the back end, and he's really starting to pull away from that. And in overtime, a one-timer gets past Raanta, and that's just the way it goes. Like a good game to get a point out of, in my opinion, for Carolina in this one. But there's a little bit of cause for concern earlier on the season. I mean, you lose to Edmonton. That's an acceptable loss. I would say this one isn't that bad. I think they played a lot worse, and probably we're lucky to get a point out of this. But there's certainly a lot of fine-tuning that's got to go on for this team, especially in special teams. They just got to get better. So anyways, that wraps up this episode. I thought Calgary played really excellent in the second half. They came out extremely flat in this one and then kind of pulled it all back, which is really good. It's a very formidable squad there. Kadri is a perfect 2C for this team. The additions of Huberdeau and Weegar are very, very good. Again, I mentioned it in the Edmonton video. You have to analyze, how you lose a game. I thought this was a lack of effort in Carolina's part, especially to continue going. A nice adjustment by Calgary, but this is one where you take the point. Definitely take the point in this one because I think they probably didn't deserve it. Anyways, that'll wrap it up, guys. We'll be back on Tuesday. I'm not gonna do a night up. I might not even watch the Vancouver game on Monday. It starts at 10:30. I am not staying up till like 1 o'clock for that. Either way, I'll find a way to watch the game. But I tried that last week against Seattle. It sucks. Can't stay up that late. Way too tired the next day. There will be a day after one, just like here. And then I think we're done with the road trip, which is awesome. I'm so tired of this road trip. I want to get back to 7 o'clock games. Anyways, guys, that'll do it. Again, thank you so much for watching. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button to the channel. And as always, catch you guys on the next one.